Yeah, hi, Mike Swanson here. I want to tell you that I don't think now is the time to sell stocks, but the time to take advantage of a stock market rally. Um, and I'm going to tell you today a game plan we can use to make money in the month of June. First of all, I want to tell you that a lot of big things have happened in the month of May. The magazine Technical Analysis of Stocks Commodities, which is the biggest leading magazine for stock market traders in the United States, they ranked all the trading advisory services, and mine was ranked number 8 out of thousands of different services that their readers were polled about, which I think is just awesome. And but anyway, I know you don't want to hear about that. You want to hear about the stock market, and we actually had the worst month of May for the U.S. market averages since 1940. In fact, the Dow finished the month down 7.9%, and at one point it was 14% off of its April high. So we've seen a substantial correction in the stock market already. Now, what did we do? Well, I actually started the month of May completely in cash because at the beginning of April, I told people that although I saw no sign of the bull market ending, the market, though, was so overbought and sentiment was so extremely bullish that you had to be very wary of buying at the beginning of April. And the best thing to do was wait for a correction. And that correction certainly did come, and it was bigger than what I expected, and it occurred much faster than I expected too. But we fully took advantage of it because I didn't get caught up trying to buy too early. If you remember, there was a day where the Dow was down 1,000 points and came back to take back most of his losses during that day before it closed. That move excited a lot of people, and I think suckered people in. So when the market rolled back down, they ended up selling out in panic, and that helped contribute to the size of the drop, in addition to the drop too. So I didn't get caught up in that, and I was patient, and I bought May 20th, and I'll show you why in just a second. But the bottom line is, in May, while most people actually ended up losing quite a bit of money, I actually made some money. And I think I'm in a good position to make even more in June, and you are too, no matter what you did in May. But anyway, this is a fascinating chart. Of course, this is the S&P 500, and you can see how quickly it dropped down. But this is the ratio of buy to sell orders on the New York Stock Exchange, and this is the ratio of sell to buy orders. And you can see there's a big spike. That spike came on May the 20th, and I was looking for a big spike in the selling because that tends to coincide with bottoms in the stock market. And you see we had one in February, and that actually led me to buy on the very day that the market bottomed then. We saw some minor spikes in December, November, October, July, when the market had short-term pullbacks. And of course, in March, in February last year, at the bottom, there were several days in which there were spikes in the sell volume. But the one we just saw May 20th surpassed anything that we saw in the month that the stock market bottomed to mark the end of the last bear market. And of course, in the fall of 2008, while the market completely crashed, there were multiple spikes. But even then, May 20th only compares with one day in which we saw a spelling spike, even during the fall 2008 market crash. So what this means is that the selling that we saw on this correction was almost unprecedented, the magnitude and size of it. And since that May 20th day, we actually got a day of extreme buying pressure, which is a nice positive thing to see. If you notice, back in July, when the market ended its correction, then you had a nice spike in buying pressure. The same thing happened in November. The same thing happened after the March bear market bottom, and even in the fall, you saw some of that happen too. So I think that's a nice positive for the stock market. And bottom line, even if you believe that we're in a bear market, at this point, you have to be expecting a nice market rally to occur for at least the next 6 to 8 weeks, maybe 2 months or so. And I think we're going to get one that's going to take the S&P 500 back up into the 1175, 1200 area. And that's a nice gain from where we are right now, which is 1089. I mean, you're talking about roughly a 10% gain or something like that. And how do you take advantage of that? I don't care how you're positioned right now or what's happened to you on this past correction or even what's happened to you in the past year. You can take advantage of the stock market. Like I said, I have something of a long position. I'm not extremely invested. I've left enough cash where I can do some additional buying in case the stock market were to pull back again or simply pause for 2 weeks. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think we're going to get a pause here and see the market consolidate a little bit more for the next 5 to 10 trading sessions. And I think that's going to provide a good buy point to get into some stocks. And in my premium service, I'm going to be doing that. And when I do some additional buying, I'll be telling the people what I'm buying. I actually already have a watch list of stocks that I'm looking at that the premium members can access right now. And bottom line is, I think we'll be doing some buying in participating in another move up. In February, I recommended a bunch of stocks right on the bottom, and a lot of them did very well. There's only a couple. I recommended some ETFs and 4 or 5 stocks, and all of them went up. One of them corrected hard in April after the market peaked, which isn't surprising. But one of them is sitting right on its highs right now. It's O'Reilly Auto Parts. You can go look it up for yourself. Anyway, I'm doing an emergency opening of the Wall Street Window Power Investor Service for 2 reasons. One, to help you take advantage of this move in the stock market, and I'm actually opening it up till Thursday night, which is very unusual. And the reason why I'm doing this is the second reason I'm opening this up is because this may be the last time I ever open up this Wall Street Window Power Investor Service like this again to the general public. And the reason why I've got explained below, read that carefully and click the sign up link, and I'll see you forever. And that's the other thing. I plan on also raising the price for this service sometime in the fall, and that's why I'm opening it up for this length of time also, because if you get in now, you'll be basically locked in at this current low price forever, for as long as you keep your subscription, your membership. So anyway, check it all out, and I'll be talking to you later.